Says for best results, use with the Love Your Curls 3-step system. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Crystal Clear Curls. I am Crystal. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome back to my little corner of the internet where we are Crystal and the Jewels. Now, if you like to be a jewel, all you have to do is one little thing, and that's click that subscribe button. And if you'd like to be reminded of any time that I post a video, then click that notification bell. Today, I'm going to be revisiting a brand that I have used before, but it's been a while, maybe a little over a year or so. And that is LUS Brand. It is the Love Your Curls. And I am so glad to be trying it again. The very first time that I used it, I only used the 3-step system. And since then, they have come out with an Irish sea moss gel. And so I was so glad to try it again. And I'm going to take y'all on the journey starting with the wash day. Here we go. Okay, so I am finished with the washing part. I did steps 1, 2, and 3 in the shower. So I'm going to save my thoughts on each individual product once my hair is dry. So now I am about to go in with the Irish Sea Moss Gel, and this has a medium hold. So it's just a little different packaging from the rest of the line. It is black while the others are white. And I've used the 3-step system before, and I'll leave that in the cards if you want to go back and see how I used it the very first time. But this is my very first time trying the sea moss gel with it. So I'm excited to see, you know, what kind of definition I'm able to get with it. Y'all know I'm a definition girl. So I'm excited to see what kind of definition I'm going to get with it. I'm not going to stall much longer because it's kind of late. I can definitely say I think I used way too much of the third step. So we're going to be kind of, working through it. I don't know how this is going to turn out. But I got good coverage. I can feel it on every curl of my hair. And so I have my water bottle as well, just in case we need to get some of the previous product, kind of off. So I'm just smoothing this in a little more. And what I'm going to do, y'all see how much product coming off on my hand? It literally says on the bottle to use just a little bit because a little goes a long way. I'm just hard-headed. Yeah, so I think because it didn't tell me how many pumps to use, like I was going ham. So the very first section I'm going in to probably 5, probably almost 6 pumps. Oh my gosh, that was a mistake. But you can see the definition that I'm getting just from step number 3. And I'm hoping to just get a bit more definition once I add on the sea moss gel. So let's see if I can follow these directions. Add gel and style as you normally would. Adjust the amount of gel used to achieve the level of hold and definition desired. Air dry or diffuse. Okay, so I'm going to try to build on this. I'm going to go in with just a little bit. And that's what I'm going to go in. And maybe that's not a little bit enough. I don't know. But it doesn't tell me how to apply it. I'm just going to kind of emulsify it a little bit and add it to that whole section. Definitely can tell that it's going to be a medium hold. So I'm going to go in again with, this time a little bit less because I didn't get as big of a section off. So on this side, I used a lot less of the number 3. And I'm just wondering what the difference. I can already tell you some of the difference. You see how that definition is already starting to form? To me, just a little bit more defined than this side was. Just a little bit of the sea moss gel. Yeah, I definitely should have used a lot less of the number 3 because this side is defining flawlessly. Flawlessly. Okay, so the entire back is finished. To be honest, I don't know what it looks like. I know it feels like it has volume already. Okay, for this part, I'm gonna do either some flat twist or, yeah, it'll be some flat twist. And I'm gonna put some rubber bands on them, so I'm just adding a little bit of oil on my rubber bands. Yep, that looks straight enough. So I think I'm just gonna add just a little bit of gel because the end of the flat twist, I'm gonna kind of do the boho twist look. So it's gonna have some pieces hanging out of it. So this is how we are looking. I have all of my hair twisted at the front and all of it wash and go at the back. Like I said, not quite sure what it's gonna look like, and I'm gonna save my thoughts for the final result. So I'll see y'all either tonight or early in the morning. So it is the next night. I was supposed to come back this morning, but I was rushing, so I didn't have time. So it is the next night, and these are my results. These are my little boho twist on top, and this is my wash and go true medium hold. So I'm just gonna kind of go ahead and give my thoughts about the line in its entirety as well as each individual product. So the Love My Curls Step 1, which is the shampoo. This is actually a very thick shampoo, and one of the main ingredients in the entire line is shea butter. And you can tell because the consistency of all the products are thick. They are very thick in texture, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Felt very cleansing yet moisturizing, and so I didn't mind it at all. It gave a really good lather, really good coverage. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about the shampoo. Then we went in with step 2, which is the conditioner. Now this conditioner, I went in very heavy at first. And then by the time I got to the other side of it, I used a lot less of it. I mean, it was everywhere. I used way too much. This line, I can truly say less is more. You do not have to use a lot of product at all. It spreads very well, especially once you add a little bit more water to your hair. Oh my gosh, it just conditioner was flying everywhere. But it had been a while since I used it, and I kind of didn't follow my own ideology of make sure you're reading the directions. I was kind of reading the directions afterwards, or after it was too late. But it was a good conditioner. You could tell it had a lot of conditioning agents in it. So it did make my hair soft, but not too soft. And I liked that about it. And I was able to do it in, a 5 to 10 minute range as opposed to a deep conditioner. And my hair felt really conditioned. So then, still in the shower, I went in with step 3, which is the all-in-one styler. Now, when I used this line previously, I used it all, and instead of doing a wash and go, I did a twist out. Back then, I was still a little scared of wash and goes, and not quite sure how I was going to make that work out. So I avoided it altogether and did a twist out, but I'm glad I tried a wash and go this time around. This is an all-in-one, and I do believe that I could have done a wash and go with just this styler, but I would not have had much of any hold. So when I was applying it, it kind of was making my hair feel like as if I were doing a kind of a cream only wash and go. So very little hold. I was getting definition, but not super definition, if that makes sense. And this was thick as well. And again, I started by using way too much. Way too much. I think the very first time I did like 5 or 6 pumps. Way too much. Got to the second session and I said, okay, well, I'm just going to do 3 pumps. Still too much. Got to the other side. I said, I'm going to do 2. Then my 2 still looked kind of skimpy, so I did 2.5. It was too much. I got back here, I did 1.5 pump. Perfect. So, if I could start all over, I'd do about 6 pumps total in my head as opposed to 6 pumps in the first section. So, my hair it was a lot of product here, less product everywhere else. But I just kind of worked with it and kind of squeezed some of the product out of my hair just to try and get it at a good ratio. And then I got out of the shower and I came here in front of the camera, and that is when I started with the Irish Sea Moss Gel. And this gel has a medium hold. And its key ingredients are Irish sea moss, acai, aloe vera, passion fruit oil, rice bran oil. This initially, especially on this section where I used the most of the all-in-one styler, it just wasn't defining my curls as easily as I would have liked it to. But I really think I could attribute that to it being, it was still kind of super wet and way too much of the all-in-one. So by the time I got to this side, I was much more easily able to define my curls. Like, get some real good definition. I was able to do that once I got to this side of my hair. Of course, my hair would have dried out just a little bit, not been as soaking wet as the beginning of my hair. And also, I had already used less product than this side of my hair. So I thought I was going to have to go back and like kind of reset some curls over here. But I didn't. And I still ended up with very comparable results on both sides. So I am glad about that. Now, this line as a whole, I like systems that allow me to take these, few products in the shower, get my hair styled, and come on out. I love systems like that. Love them. The only reason why my wash day was maybe a little more extended this time was because I decided to do this little situation in the front. But had I just gone through and just did a wash and go all over my head, I think it would have took me about 2 hours from start to finish. So from jumping in the shower to rinse my hair all the way to the end of styling, that would have been about 2 hours. and I added more time on doing this little twist situation. So I ended up at about 2 hours and 20 to 25 minutes. So that still wasn't too bad. I got under the dryer for about 45 minutes. It was late. It was after 1. It was after 1. So it was late. And I had already decided that I was going to get it as dry as I could. And then I was going to bed. However, when I did get up after about 45, it probably was closer to like 50 minutes. It actually was dry at the roots. And so I was glad about that. I was able to tie my hair down and go straight to bed. When I got up this morning, I took my scarf off and was just kind of able to fluff it out and shake it out. And I am really liking my results. I thought I was going to get way too much volume. And I actually like this amount of volume. This to me is a true medium hold set. It is a true medium hold set. However, I do think if I tweak my ratio some more, I could get a more defined look at medium hold, which is my more desired look. But I don't attribute that to the products. I attribute it to my application. A little less water, a lot less all-in-one styler. And I think it would have been much easier to get way more definition using the sea moss gel. So to answer just some probably frequent questions that people have about using new products, it was a moisturizing liner. Like, I love the way my hair feels. I do not like the crunchy feel of a wash and go. I just don't like crunchiness. I want my hair to still be, touchably soft, as well as defined, as well as a little bit of volume to start out with, so that I can have a set for at least a week. And I do believe I can get a week out of this style. Flaking, I did not get any flaking. That was one of the things I was kind of worried about, especially with the fact that I felt like I used way too much product. But I didn't get any flaking. I didn't even get any flurries. So I was really, really excited about that. What else? I don't feel like the two products, the all-in-one plus the gel, caused more drying time, which typically, once you start layering products, you can get more drying time, but I don't feel like that affected it. So I was glad about that. Like I said, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, so super glad that it did not affect my drying time. I was still able to stay within that 45 minutes to an hour range. That's my sweet spot. After an hour, I can't take it any longer. I'm getting up. I'm getting up, especially when it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting up. So this line as a whole, I still think it is a really, really good line. I actually am very, very interested in trying it again very soon to try and tweak my product ratio of the stylers, just to see if I can find that sweet spot to get the definition that I love. So I do plan on trying it again very soon. And I think it's a great line. Like I said, I linked it in my cards earlier, but I also linked the previous video where I used LUS Brand down in the description box for you to view, where you can see how it was when I used it before until now. So that's the end of the video. If you haven't already, please click subscribe and come back to see me again. Until next time, y'all. Bye.